Greetings, I'm Scrap, and this is the fourth part of the Tokyo Marui Vz61 Scorpion AEP HPA Kits installation guide. In this part, I will show you what modifications were made off screen, how to prevent the FCU from accidentally switching to the programming mode, and how to prepare your macroline for the installation. Maybe you noticed on the previous footage that I was able to fix the solenoid valve contact by grinding, resoldering, and using some super glue. But I also modified one to recreate the condition as it should came from the airsoft junkies. I modified the hop-up bucking. It is already turned out. I removed the hop bump, so it is flat hop now. This is only necessary if you want to make an air hop conversion, which by the way significantly boosts the performance of your replica. I removed a portion of the gearbox centering part from the lower receiver. I used the sine grinder. And as you can see, now the HPA engine with the main kit part fits there without any issue. To make more room, I removed the fuse holder part from the pistol grip. The upper plate and the fuse holder's positioning parts were cut out. A 7.5 mm diameter hole was drilled into the grip's bottom cap. I recommend to drill there a much smaller hole, which needs to be gradually expanded. If you're doing it in the assembled state, be very careful. Just don't forget to remove the sawdust from it after the drilling. The internals are accessible by removing these two screws. This is how it looks like from the inside. Let's assemble the electronics. For the comparison, this is how the Airsoft Junkies plug board looks like. And this one is the original Polar Star one. They are differently marked. The C1 or COM1 is not used. To the SN or COM2 goes the HPA solenoid valve contact. To the SL or COM3, the full auto switch. And the TR or COM4 is for the trigger contact. You can mount it on the main kit part as suits you better. I prefer the TR, SL or COM3, COM4 side. So to the SL goes the full auto switch, to the TR, to the trigger contact. The FCU's wire harness goes to the middle. and the solenoid valve goes to the SN. I will use this BB button to amplify the sound. Let's try it out. Okay, it's working. Now about this mysterious spacer. It fits into this round cut around the FCU's programming switch, like that. On some of these, this goes there a bit harder. But some of you surely has an experience how frustrating it is when during the assembly something pushes this switch and it stays in the programming mode. As you can see, in this mode, the HPA and the solenoid valve is not cycling. So after you adjust your settings, place the spacer there and fix its position with the help of a duct tape. This little hack prevents the switch accidents. I also like to cable tie the FCU's power cable to its body. Use the provided cable tie. Like that. In the long run, it prevents damage to its contacts. They won't break out. And finally, to the macroline assembly. Screw the Polar Star brass input fitting into the 90-degree banjo fitting. And tighten it with a 6 mm wrench. Plug the barb side of the fitting into the macroline. You can rotate it, but only to the clockwise side. Okay. Pull the 8 mm hose clamp about the bar part of the fitting and squeeze it with a suitable tool, or in the worst case, with the pilers. The bump should point backwards. Pull the 7.5 mm hose clamp below the bar part of the fitting and repeat the process. Make sure you not squeeze them on the bar part of the fitting. That may damage the macroline and cause some air leaks. If you choose to use both of the hose clamps, it should look something like that. Of course, it is not necessary to use both of them. Use the one which you prefer. For the other end, push the harness protection through the bottom caps hole. cut down 2 pieces from the heat shrinking tube. They need to be around 1/2 inch or 12 millimeter long. Pull them on the harness protection. Remove the tapes from the harness protection. Plug the macroline inside the harness protection. It's a bit tight now. Okay. Place the tapes on the edge of the harness protection on the macroline. Like that. Then move the shrinking tubes to the edge. They not needs to be stand out very much. The macroline needs to be removable. Heat shrink the tube pieces. And when it cooled out, you can remove the macroline. You can also remove the unnecessary glue from there. And with that, we made all the necessary preparation for the kit installation, which also would be the next part of this guide. If you have any questions, contact me through scrabarmory@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. Take care of yourself. Bye.